We're live-ish, live-ish, and we're going to get started. Hello, my friends. Welcome. Bring my desktop. Hey, Kat. It says Sue. Hello, you. Me? You can't be talking to me. Hey, Adam. Hi, Ellie. Hey, Adam, you back home? So, Kat, I was thinking about you as I was reading Gary Renard's Lifetime When Jesus and Buddha Knew Each Other, A History of Mighty Companions. And in the very first chapter, Kat says, I love you. Me? Me? Nah, you can't be talking about me. But in case you are talking about me, and even if you're not talking about me, I love you too. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca, how are you? How's your training going, Rebecca? So here, this is why I thought of you, Kat. And Adam, you might find this useful too. He's talking about communicating with animals. How in a particularly useful incarnation of Buddha and Jesus when they knew each other in the early feudal Japan, they were Shinto priests. They were talking about some of the spiritual practice that they were able to pick up at the time. Meditation was one. Hey, Stitch, how are you? Hey, Lee, very blessed to be here amongst fine company. You guys are just full of compliments. Anyway, one of the talents that they were able to pick up, talking to animals. Doesn't mean talking in words. We talk to animals all the time, right? And they can understand particular words through just sheer repetition, but we can communicate with animals. This is actually a yogic siddhi. Remember, siddhi means spiritual power, being able to talk to animals. It's something that we all possess. But as we meditate, as we do breath work, as we practice stillness, it becomes more and more of a dominant quality within us. So here's what Arten says. Animals think in terms of pictures. So if you want to communicate with an animal, then you have to practice sending pictures to the animal with your mind. If you do that and get good at it, you might be surprised. You know from the Course that minds are joined. That's true with animals and it's true with humans. It's true with humans and animals because there's only one mind. So you can send a message to the animal in their language, which is through pictures. He's given an example, Luna, which is Gary's dog. You know how Luna always gets upset when Cindy leaves to do errands. Cindy says his wife. Gary says, yeah. And Portia says, the next time Cindy leaves, the two of you alone, and Luna gets upset, send pictures to Luna with your mind. Send her a little movie showing her Cindy coming home through the door, picking her up and hugging her and kissing her. It will remind the cat, oh, it was a cat, not the dog, sorry, that Cindy always comes home and loves her. And this time will be no different. Practice doing it clearly, she'll get it. And Gary tried it, and it worked. Cat says, what? That's cool. You know what? I knew you were going to think it's cool. And I knew that you were actually going to try it. I know you're actually going to try it with Jack. We should practice that with each other, everyone in the group. Communication. Hey, Nick USO says, what's up, everyone? What's up, my friend? Tandra. There she is, guys. Let me bring up Tandra's channel. Tandra, I am subscribed. I'm glad you're at 50. So that you can, I'm glad you're at 53 now. You're about to be at 54. As I get my second account. And one of your first videos, you have squirrels. Some of my best times on YouTube were watching Tandra's her playlist. Honestly, beautiful. And Tandra, I'm ready to get back to work. Starting today, I am ready to get back to work. I am Project Tandra. Tandra, did you come in to tell me how my fluff is doing? Am I fluffy enough? Am I too fluffy? Adams waves at Lee. Nick said hi. He says, Adam, how's Georgia? I didn't see if you said that you were home yet or not, Adam. Kat says, okay, I'm going to send pictures to the peanut butter in the freezer waiting for him. Let me know what happens. Tandra says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome, Tandra. I'm just so happy that you're here. Ollie says, what's everything everyone is thankful for? I'm thankful for all of you guys, for sure. Carl says, I have a playlist. I will get to it, Carl. Carl, hey, is anyone here? I'd be surprised if not. Is everyone here subscribed to Carl? We're on a quest to get Carl to 200 subs. He only needs 8 more, guys. Hey, Tandra, are you subscribed to Carl? Only 8 more to go. We can get him there. We'll keep pushing for you, Carl. Adam says, not home yet. Indication for me is like lying on the bed of nails. Not bad, not good. Adam says, thank you for asking. Just looking for his glasses. Ollie says, I'm thankful for every one of you who means so much to me. Thank you, Ollie. Things have been a little bumpy for me in the basement, here in the basement. Technically, I'm not in my basement. You have helped. Each and every one of you have helped in your own ways. Genesis is not on this channel. I will do. Awesome. Thank you, Tandra. Lisa says, Carl, I'll run it now, and everyone else. I have Cat and Jack to do, and Cheyenne. Then I'll start on yours. I haven't seen Cheyenne for a bit. Hey, Princess. Legendary Princess says, I hope everyone has a great and wonderful day. You too, my friend. He says, Adam, take it steady and enjoy yourself. Cat has subbed and commented to Tandra. And Tandra says, Cat, a lovely thank you. Hey, Maharasian food. Namaskar to you, my friend. Tandra says, I will return in 24 hours, so the stub will stick. Hey, Joe. Joe, how you doing? How are the reps? Importantly, how's your football team doing? How's San Francisco doing? Lee says, hey to Maharasian. Cat says, well, thanks, Lilu. We are on the quest to get Cat to 4K now. The full boat. So, guys, I don't know if you heard what I was saying to Cat. We talk to our pets, our animals, all the time, right? But they don't think in terms of human language. They can understand particular words, but they think in terms of pictures. So if you really want to communicate with your pet, send them a picture, send them a movie, a clip in your head to their minds. This works because there's only one mind. But again, there's no reason why we can't do that with each other. Rossi Food says, Namaskar to Cat. Oh, it says I have to go while we're back. Love you, Uncle Yogi. Have an amazing day. You deserve it. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you so much. You too. We love you too. Cat says, hey to Joe. Now, she might have said hi to Joe, or she might be singing Jimi Hendrix. Who knows? Carl says to take care to Ellie. I appreciate the like done. So, guys, tomorrow I have a guest. I have a guest on Friday. I have a guest on Wednesday. Tonight we have Squirrel Sniper coming up. You know, we've been calling it the Alchemist Cafe. You can also call it the Esoteric Cafe. I wonder which one he likes better. Cat says Squirrel Sniper plays around with that stuff. Like he asked me to guess 2 colors he was thinking of, and after all, I did correctly first try. Nice. I wonder if he thought. I wonder if he was picturing the color too. Hulk says, "Hey, the cat." Hey, Big Al. Hey, Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand? Hey, Joe. Well done. Well played, Big Al. Good song. Maharashtra Food says, Namaskar to Hawk. Carl says, I don't understand, Yogi. Which part, Carl? With the animals? Animals think in pictures. They don't think in words. So when we try to communicate, we don't communicate with their language. It's like me talking to someone who only speaks French and I speak English. So I keep speaking my English louder and louder and louder, expecting them to understand over and over again with gestures. Doesn't work. I have to speak their language. So knowing that animals speak in pictures, we just send them a picture. What do we want to convey? Like cat and the jar of peanut butter that Jack's going to get. Thank you, Maharashtrian. He says, Big Al, how's it going? Waiting for a tea update. I quite enjoy them now. Have I been missing some videos from Big Al? I need to fix that. Let me give one more shout out to our friend Carl, who's on a quest to get to 200 subs. He's at 192 right now. Rostri says, had it percolated. Carl says, I speak Irish. I'd love to hear you speak Irish. Hey, Jamie. I would love to hear you speak Irish. It's Gaelic, right? Am I right about that? What happened Saturday morning, Carl? Adam says that's why women get offended when men don't when men address them with their eyes. Big Al's just doing his tea now. He says, Carl, how are you? Cat's laughing with Adam. Carl says, I'm getting rid of. Oh, you've read that. Sorry. Yeah, so I don't remember what happened on Saturday. Anyway, snipers are going to be up tonight. I think this is part 2. Posters on your channel. Gotcha, Carl. I have your channel up. I keep checking to see if we've managed to get you a couple extra subscribers. I'd love to see you get to 12. If just anyone's watching, or I'd love to see you get 8 more. If anyone is watching. So it was a Saturday live. I will make sure to check it out. Big Al says, I usually undress women with my hands, Adam. I don't like when their zipper pokes me in the eye. Smart move. Hey, Sniper. I was just talking about you. So Sniper's Night tomorrow. Beth Gear. Beth Gear is a Course in Miracles student teacher. Every single, even David Hoffmeister, um, identifies as a student, teacher and a student. Bye, Maharashtra. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tepa says, always lurking. And she's the author of 3 books. The books, I got the Amazon links in the description for the post, already on my community page, community wall, community thing. And one of them is where she details, it does connect Course in Miracles with her encounter with extraterrestrial intelligence as well as angels. That's going to be interesting. She didn't want it highlighted, but I'm positive because it's her book, because it's been her experience, and positive she will want to talk about it. So I hope you guys have questions for her. Lee says, good chat last week with Sniper. Enjoyed it. Hey, Sniper, do you like Esoteric Cafe better than Alchemist Cafe? Adam says, oops. Big Al sleep with my clothes on, and I don't notice women's body at least. Tandra says, Carl, I sub to you. Thank you so much, Tandra. That places Carl right now at 193 subs. Tandra, I will be on your playlist later this afternoon. Stephen says, Lee, tonight will be the breakdown of 23 consonants. Get your notepad. Lee's excited, and Adam says, Big Al, for years and years I had trouble with that drum. Damn brother. That's why I don't wear them. Friday. So yeah, Pam, or I keep wanting to say Pam Grier, the actress. Beth Grier is coming up. Friday, Julie Burst. Wish I knew how to boast. I think. I gotta ask her how to pronounce her last name. Tanya says, thanks, Yogi. It's just a short one. That means I get to keep watching it over and over. Carl says it won't be there tonight. That's okay, Carl. I appreciate it that you're here now, my friend. Zipper says, how about the Esoteric Lounge? Okay, got it. I will make that change. Make that change now. All right. A rebranding of the Alchemist Cafe is now the Esoteric Lounge. Squirrel Sniper's Esoteric Lounge. People say I don't change. We got big changes right here going on in the Yogi's basement office. But we're going to stick with the basement metaphor. So now that I know to communicate with animals through pictures, what pictures should I put in my cat's head to be quiet and leave me alone when I'm live streaming? I'm talking about you. What kind of pictures should I send her? Should I send her a picture of my brother so she goes downstairs and harasses him? Squirrel Sniper's Esoteric Lounge. It is in place, guys. Rebranded and reopened tonight. Hope to see you there. So Friday, Julie, who you guys met yesterday in the chat, she's going to come up and she's going to talk. And she has a special guest. It's someone that we've seen recently. You won't guess who. Maybe you will. They're going to be in the same room together, and they wanted to both make an appearance. And then I don't know if Adam's gonna be able to make it this weekend while he's on vacation. Have to let me know, my friend. But Monday, Martin Patet, meditation teacher, Course Miracle student. So this is a guy uh, close to my heart, as I'm a meditation teacher and a course student. After that, I think I'm kind of free for a bit until the next person wants to come up. Sounds smoother on the ears. Esoteric Lounge. I like it. Kat says to Big Al and Adam, sometimes it helps to have a willing participant. I would say every time it helps. He says, I'm hoping Jessica makes it at some point. Makes it today at some point. I hope so too. I hope everyone. I hope all 8,000. How many subs do I have? I don't know. I hope all 8,590 people stop in to say hi sometime today. Even the ones that are bots and repeat customers, whoever they may be. I hope they come in and say hi. Can you imagine if out of 8,590, 1,590 decided to get 99-cent memberships? I could finally afford to buy meat. No longer vegan, guys. I'd be one big ass meat eater. Not really. Carl says I don't understand what Sniper is talking about. Sniper talks about some deep subjects. A lot of attention has to be paid, like close attention. Also, it's important to ask questions. Sniper is very patient and he will explain things very helpfully and in a way that's easy to understand. Adam says, yes, Kat, I'm not a monk by choice. He says, a picture of a piece of cheese. But then she will think that I'm going to get her a piece of cheese and she'll bother me even more. So maybe I should picture my brother holding a piece of cheese. Kat says, okay, he finally came. Took all this time, sent him pictures of peanut butter toy. Supposedly, Gary says we get better and better at it. It's a practice. So keep practicing. Adam says we're watching birds at the window. Hey, Tiger King. Tiger King says, hope you're okay, mate. I'm doing okay. How are you? Lee says, or I'm sorry, Sniper says, Lee, I'll be backtracking first 5 minutes of those that may have missed. He says he's missed Tiger King a little bit. Sniper says, greetings, Adam and Tiger King. Oh, update about my lump and bump in the head. Still a little tender when I go like this, so I don't make a habit of going like this. But if I don't touch it, it doesn't really hurt anymore. Thanks for asking, my friend. And good memory. Good memory. Adam says, I'm glad I'm poor. I might eat veal every night. And Adam says, it's so silly, Yogi. Yeah, after my experience working on a veal farm, surprised surprised I didn't go vegan right away. Except I was 15 years old and I knew vegetarian. I knew absolutely nothing about vegan. Ashitosh says, remember, I do, my friend. Thanks for coming in. Stephen says, I hope you have slept that, Adam. He says, Adam, Asia, Europe. Lee wants to know how you been, Tiger King. Tiger King says, going now, so down low. Bye, Eric. See you soon. Tiger King, thanks for popping in, my friend. Stamper says to Carl, I'm going on explaining the meaning of each individual letter of the alphabet and why it's so. Carl says, I only understand simple English. I'm about the same. The simpler, the better. Hey, sissy. Hello, but the souls familia. Famila. I'm probably not even close to saying it. Sissy, how are you? What's new with you, sissy? Stamper says he's going to make it simple enough to understand. Sissy says he said it right the first time. But now I'm never going to remember how I actually said it the first time. You know what? You guys know. You know the truth. It's all a crapshoot. I don't know if I'm. Even when I go to pronounce my own name, I don't know if it's going to come out correct. Adam says I have stepped Sniper, and thank you. Sissy, I'm enjoying your live streams. I'm so glad that you started doing that. I'm glad that you have gotten comfortable. The guy says, when does your plane get in, Cat? 2 days in a sleep for me equals 1 tab of magic. Got it. Carl says I haven't slept for 2 days. What's going on with that, Carl? Did you insomnia? I'm sorry if that's the case. Sissy says day is wonky again. I haven't spent so much time on the phone since I was a teenager. Relaying messages. How's everything going? Remember, you guys, most of you guys don't remember. Remember talking on the phone? The landline still had a cord hooked into the wall. Carl says I'm worried about something. You want to talk about it, Carl? Adam says, Carl, do you start seeing things if you can't sleep? Sissy says, I have the joy of seeing many connections have grown. And for you? Oh, many connections here grow and root for you. We are all definitely connected, aren't we? Hey, Particle. Says, hi, Yogi. Been a while. How are you? I got a book I want to share with Adam. Hold on. And anyone else, of course, who it might resonate with. Particle says, what's up? Not much, my friend. What's up with you? Today we're just not chatting about nothing in particular, just chatting back and forth. Hey, I hear you. Hold on, guys. This is one of the most important books I've read last year. The Flowering Wand. Rewilding the Sacred Masculine. Makes me think of Adam, of course. The subtitle is Lunar Kings, Trans-Species Magicians, and Rhizomatic Harpists. I wrote quite a bit last year, maybe 2 years ago, about rhizomatic. Rhizomatic is a botanist term, root system, everything connected. Some of the chapters, back to the roots. Where do gods, sky, storm, and spore, where do gods come from? Has a chapter on Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Minotaur dance, the masculine back into the Milky Way. The moon belongs to anyone. Lunar medicine for the masculine. This was written by Sophie Strand. Her father wrote a wonderful book about darkness, being awake at night, exploring it. Beautiful book. Both of them are, they meditate using the rosary beads. Her father was the editor of Parable Magazine, which was a wonderful magazine on esoteric traditions across the world. One of the reasons, Dionysus, girl-faced god of the swarm, the hive, the vine, and the emergent mind. So Adam, that was for you. Has a chapter on Merlin, multiplicity of minds and myth. It actually has quite a few chapters on Dionysus. The vine is a tool of the oppressed. Rewilding the beloved, Dionysus offers new modes of romance. Anyway, the original Osiris, the original Green Man. Healing the healer, Dionysus rewilds Jesus. Hey, Adam, if you message me your address, I'll see if I can find you a copy, and I will send one to you as a gift. Adam says, modern physicists scare me, especially when they're armed, you know? Nothing scarier than a physicist with a gun. I don't know why. By the way, Particle Collider, I love his description of his channel. An empathetic human who wishes to see more real humanity in the world. Particle Collider says, what's up in Maryland these days? Maryland is getting by. Maryland seems like a little oasis right now, at least. That could change in a sea of political turmoil. Carl says, I've just called a manager moderators meeting. All right. Lee should be there, right? Hey, Flora. Flora, I appreciate that like. Sissy says, everyone builds you up, Carl. Nothing but love from us to you, bud. Absolutely. Lady Sky, how are you? Sorry I missed you right when you came in, my friend. Particle Collider, but you weren't always Particle Collider, were you? You used to come in with a different name. Am I mistaken? Lee wants to know if Carl will provide providing drinks and light refreshments. Seems like it would be fitting, right? I do have Twitter, but I haven't been on. I haven't been on since it's maybe half dozen times since it went to X. Not as a political statement. It turned bitter. You couldn't post anything without people wanting to make it political in some way or another. We were sort of talking about remote viewing. We were talking about sending messages to animals via pictures, photos, or like movie clips in our mind. Snipper says, Particle Collider, I remember about remote viewing. Oh, Lee is not a managing moderator? Oh, I thought he was. Guess is still here, Carl? Adam says, very cool. Thank you so much, Yogi. Yeah, make sure you send me your address. The last few days, you talking about that, and I thought, you know what? I need to get this book. Like I said, it was a hugely important book for me. Hey, Mr. Pin. How's it going, Mr. Yogi? It is going well, my friend. How's everything with you? Ricky says, I'm off my CODA meeting this evening. What is a CODA meeting? Get away from Ricky. Lee says, Carl, I don't mind. I just come to hang out with y'all. Adam says, dang, I like your bio. Collider. Me too. It's pretty awesome. Explain my own theory. In your way, everything is infinity. All right, explain it in my way. I'm going to explain it if I'm able to, and I might not be able to. Everything can be reduced and reduced and reduced until it gets to the pure emptiness of infinite potentiality, meaning it can become everything and anything. So this desk is made up of cells and molecules and atoms and particles, subatomic particles. Eventually, it's that pure nothingness that allows the desk to be. So what was the comment again? Everything is infinity. So everything, including me, including you, including this computer and the phone, can be traced back to that infinite potentiality of pure absolute nothingness itself, infinity. Did we pass the audition? To quote the Beatles, John Lennon. On behalf of the band, did we pass? I hope we passed the audition. So now we want to hear you explain it. Sissy says, me too, Adam. So straightforward and simple. Good one, Collider. Absolutely. Nice seeing people revisit us. Adam says, Flora, much love to you. I want to hang out in Kenya with you. So is Kenya, we are mourning. What are you mourning, Flora? Adam, sorry, my friend. Let me see. Hey, new friends who just popped in. Could you subscribe to our friend Carl? Just let's see. Hey Carl, could you drop your link for our friends? Mr. Pin, and let's see, Ricky, if you guys are still here, Particle Collider, that would be 3 more subs to our friend Carl. We're trying to get him to 200 right now. If Carl could drop his link. Sissy says, let it be, let it be. Big Al and I sang that 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Mr. Pin says, again, everything exists, yet nothing exists. Gotcha. Thank you, Sniper. Sissy says that Carl left. All right, we can still work on his behalf, though. Guys, Mr. Pin, could you possibly, if you feel, oh, you thought Carl left. He says Carl might be mashing some potatoes. Says Carl, you mashing some potatoes? Mr. Pin says, sure, you got that. Explain. Flora says, Mr. Pin just subscribed. Awesome, guys. The end is the beginning. Cat says cat. I'm Cat. Did I say someone else? Did I get your name wrong? I never get your name wrong. Cat, Cat. See, here's my problem. I don't mix people up, but when I look at the comments, two people who are close, like Sniper and then Cat, and then I'm about to read something, it moves up, and I'm all thrown off. I'm discombobulated. I would never, I never misplace people, just names as they're shuffling across the screen. Adam says, simple synchronicity, my friend puts a cross in the door as a doorstop. He's Catholic and does not know the spiritual meaning of a cross. And in the door, how bizarre. Now I got that song, How Bizarre, in my head, which is not a good song. He says, Cat, he never leaves. He just teases us gently. Stitch is back. That's okay, Stitch. Welcome back. Cat's rolling her eyes, but I'm almost positive she's not rolling her eyes at me. I'm sending mental pictures to her head of their eyes unrolling, of her eyes going up and then back down. Mr. Pin says, how is it true? Told me ignorance misleads a person more than knowledge. I don't know. I don't know. Patrick says, remember we have to get to the wall before we can break through. When we're exhausted, we are almost there. All right, now I'm thinking the doors. Break on through to the other side. I have hit the wall several times, mostly in short races. Not, I can't think of any particular time in an ultra marathon, but a couple times in a marathon. Just going out too fast. Well, my first 100-mile attempt, I definitely hit the wall, or the wall hit me. Patrick says that's classic. Stitch just had a cat. Percolated Fish says my heart is with Kenya. Hold on, guys. I still didn't see what happened in Kenya, but I don't need to know. Let me just say I'm sending prayers out for whatever happened. He says, Mr. Pin, can you explain that more? Prove the existence of everything? Man, that's too much work for a simple YouTuber. Such as 4.5 hours on the road until I'm home. Safe travels. Mr. Pin says, yeah, surely. Ask me what you want to know. Sniper says, ignorance doesn't just block a bit of information, it rewrites your perception of existence itself, making all life choices fundamentally flawed from the outset. Sissy says, Lee, I know you are only trying to help, but Lover Carl may not see it, bud. He might not be talking to you, Lee. Let's not make a leap to any assumptions. He says, Mr. Pin, your ignorance statement, please. Being misleading. Ignorance doesn't need discernment. So, one of the 5 afflictions of the mind, klesha, in yogic psychology, is ignorance. That we are ignorant. That we are ignorant who we truly are, and not only that, we are ignorant that we are ignorant of who we truly are. We make the assumption. I am a body. I am these thoughts. I am this job. I am this relationship. I am. I am. I am. I am. And we build upon that instead of realizing we should have just stopped at I am. The first and only appearance of any consequence is I am. Stitch says, with 2-year-old that refuses to nap, it's going to be a long day. Yep, you got your cousin with you, right? But you're a patient person, Stitch, and you're full of love. And maybe she'll tire herself out. Adam says, ignorance versus knowledge is funny paired with a cross in the door. Patrick? Snapper says, Patrick. Mr. Pin says, oh, in simple words, when you have knowledge about multiple works, then you think I can do this. I can do that easily. This is a trap of big knowledge. And then you do nothing in the end. In the end, you do nothing anyway. Adam says, slow Stitch, I remember having to lie down next to my boys to get them to go to sleep. Hey, Stitch, we've been doing some experiments. Form a picture in your head of your cousin peacefully napping. And then send it to your cousin's mind. Let us know if it works. Ms. Penn says, opposite the statement for ignorance, you will get the second answer. No idea what that means. Adam says, it was tough, Stitch, because I would almost fall back by the time you did. Almost fall asleep by the time you did. Lee says, hey to Patrick. Mr. Prince says, got it, Lee? Stepper says, Mr. Pin, that again will be the ego. I don't know if I am subscribed to Mr. Pin. I am not. Just subscribe, my friend. I know you don't have comment up, but just to show you support. He says, Mr. Pin, yes, I think so. I think you're absolutely correct. Guys, don't forget to come by tonight. We are rebranded as the Esoteric Cafe. Is it the Esoteric Cafe? Was it Esoteric Corner? I don't remember. I believe Esoteric Cafe. Gonna double check. Hey, Mr. Pin, could you subscribe to our friend Carl? The link's right up above. Scroll Snapper dropped it. Ms. Pin says, squirrel ego comes when your consciousness goes there. Adam says, Mr. Penn, I am very hesitant to do anything because of the fear of manifestation. What don't you want to manifest, Adam? Mr. Pin says, yes, same here, but I have the solution. Adam wants to know. We'll see what comes up. Stepper says, depending if you have Jung's root or Freud's view. If you are thinking about something good. Hey, Selma. Selma says, I miss you. We miss you too, Selma. Thanks for coming up and hanging out with us last night. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to be live for another 10 minutes. And then in the afternoon live stream, I'm going to go. I'm going to meditate, and then have something to eat, take another walk, and get ready for tonight. Someone says it was fun. It sure was. Hey, Marlon. Hey, Sipsy, Trapster, right? Hey, Mercy. Mercy says MMLSL, and I should know what that means because she told me before. Adam says it's all bland oatmeal for me. I actually like just plain old oatmeal. Mercy says like 20. Thank you so much, Mercy. Adam says loving bland oatmeal. Esoteric Lounge. We got rid of the cafe. And married, it was a big surprise. I bet it was a big surprise for us. Marlon, how are you? Sissy says, love the change. You'd like that better? As Cyber says, it rolls off the tongue. It has a nice sound to it. Also, I think it leaves the topic of conversations like in a wide ranging. Let's see. Chatananda, did I get that right? Jane, the king of Fight Club, says, "Hey, need guidance? Please, if you want. I don't know if I can. I wouldn't want to make any promises, my friend. We could try." Mr. Pin says, "If you have super advice for you all, I have super advice." Yeah, be honest, I'm not much into advice. I guess I am for specific things, like if my water pump of my imaginary vehicle goes kablunky, is that an actual word? Then I wouldn't mind some advice on carburetors. Let's see, Adam's waving at Marlin. Someone says hi to Adam. Percolated Fish says, what about several fury creatures gathered together in a cave and groove with a pick for a title? I like the title. It's long. Someone says Jackson is my man. Good. He seems like a good guy. I've never heard you complain about Jackson before. All right. King of the Fight Club says, want to hear it is interesting though. So there's a story I am authoring where I have my name and I'm a writer, and the story has two heroes and I have to die in it. So my friend hero can. Mr. Pin says, simple, if you're using your phone with your right hand, replace it with your left hand. What if I have it in a holder? Adam says, I want to manifest peace and my next meal mostly. Selma is awesome. I bet he is. Hey, if he loves you, he has to be awesome. King of the Fight Club says, obtain his love, whom I love too. So it's a love triangle, and I cannot understand how to end it. I am sad. Well, that's the role of a writer. You don't have to understand yet, but it'll come to you. Have you hit the point where you're ready to end the story? Selma says he's a sweetheart. Adam says he's very helpful for you. Selma, Miss Pin says, confuse your mind. Already way ahead of you. Way ahead of you, man. By like years. Talk about confusion. You guys have got a ways to catch up with me. Selma says hi to thank you, Adam. Thank you, Lee. Confuse your mind. He's preaching to the choir. We got some love from Flora. Thank you, Flora, my friend. I very much appreciate that. Stephanie says breaking patterns. Adam says I'm going to join a fight club for old broken down men now. Well, you know the first rule of Fight Club. I enjoyed the movie and didn't enjoy the movie at the same time. Someone says my love song to Jackson is perfect. It is. Hey, Brian. I saw your reps this morning, Brian. I saw some of your reps this morning. Adam says my 58-year-old self versus my 25-year-old self. Body, that would be ridiculous. I wonder how I would do. I'm sneakier nowadays. King of the Fight Club says, no, I'm just in the middle of the story and have decided, but now I am double-minded. Don't put any pressure on yourself. The story already has its ending. You just need to find it. I'm always reminded of what Michelangelo said when he was asked, how did he carve David out of a solid stone of marble? And he said, Adam, I talked about this, was it last Saturday or the Saturday before? That Adam was always in, or David was always in the marble. And he just removed everything that was not David. David revealed himself. So the ending of your story is already in place. You just need to weave your way there. Trust in the process. Ask the muse. There are really infinite endings to that story, but there's only one that you will tell. Weave your way to that. You'll be fine, my friend. You'll be fine. Because you don't get the idea without having an ending in place. Everything is already there. You just need to listen. Every single word of what you're going to write is already there. Just tune in. Ask. Ask the muse. What would you like me to say today? Don't worry about the ending. Now, some people write from the end forward, which is fine. Everyone has a different way. But they still have the same problem. So now how do I begin it? Right? But it's all in place. It's all in place. Trust the process. I could talk about writing inspiration, live stream after live stream after live stream. The thing is, hey, Selina. Selina said hi. But it's always the same answer. Same answer is tap into inspiration itself. Sniper and I've talked quite a bit about intent. Intent being a field, like gravity, right? It's its own force. So is inspiration. Everything is inspiration. Who was I reading this morning? Oh, our friend James Plath. James the Mystic. He was up a couple weeks ago. One of my first guests. And I was reading again his book, The Gospel of Astonishment, and he was talking about God being imagination. He didn't say God is imaginary. God is imagination itself. King of Fight Club says, thanks, sir. I have to mature and do it. Tell you the story one day. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually hoping that I get a free copy. Miss Pin says, does anyone have a question for me? Any doubt or something? Nope. I don't. Maybe someone does. Someone says hi to Selena. Selena's an old friend of ours, guys. He says, Pin, you popping in later? Brian says, so Saturday, we're going to sing. Take me out to the ball game. And Carl and I are gonna sing 15 Men on a dead man's chest. I didn't know about you and Carl. That's gonna be pretty awesome. But definitely take me out to the ball game. I don't know as I've ever actually sung that out loud. Adam says, I have a question for you, Mr. Pin. If you run into an old friend who is incredibly rude, can I be rude and manifest peace? I would like to be rude. P.S. What would your right mind have you do? What would the Holy Spirit have you do? Thoughts on Umma? Did I get that right? Someone says unicorn vibes. Thank you for the unicorn vibes. He says, I like that, Adam. Adam says, a lot of truth in Fight Club. All your consumers out there, and yeah, I shop too. Someone says, I heard about the homeless man. Who's that, Selma? Flora says, on. Thank you, Flora. Sonnet says, get that guest thought military was optional or not needed. So what do you say? I agree that military is optional and it is not needed. However, it is also not optional and it is needed. As long as we believe that it is needed, as long as we believe that it is not optional, then we have a need for military. As long as we have minds that are creating thoughts of war, then we're going to need the means of manifesting war. But we could change our minds like that. War isn't inherently a reality. We make it a reality. So we could just as easily make peace a reality. We could declare peace anytime we wanted to. If we can declare war, we could also declare peace, right? Now, I know everyone rolls their eyes and says that's naive. Of course, it's naive. It's naive because we don't think of it as a possibility. I'm going to go back to Buckminster Fuller. And he said, dare to be naive because that's the only way you break a paradigm. It's the only way you create a new paradigm. We're stuck in a very specific paradigm that war is a necessity for achieving peace. And yet, have we ever had peace? We've had moments in between war. Have we ever had peace? So we're not going to achieve peace ever by war. As I told Kat the other day, I was talking about Thomas Troward, and he was a British mystic. And he talked about you cannot arrive at the laws of flotation by contemplating that which sinks. So you can't arrive to peace by contemplating means of war. It just doesn't work. All it creates is more war. I have no interest in explaining things to you, Mr. Pin. Being homeless is bad. I would say being homeless is sad. One of my friends, Sophia, told me about the scary homeless man. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate thing. Sniper says, become what you think. Let's see. Lisa says, Mr. Pin, you've asked some brilliant questions this evening. Really enjoyed them. Someone says there's a commercial about the homeless people. It makes me cry. It makes me sad too. Again, that's optional too. We have the resources to give everyone who wants one a home. But we think in terms of profit. We think in terms of realtors that not everyone can have a home. How could we feed and home every single person? Better question would be how could we not offer that to everyone? Just for the sake that they're human, and so are we. And then you also have that, well, you got to work for it. Do you? In the old days, I could work to put a shelter over my head and be perfectly content, right? He says, some we have a very kind heart. That's why. Yes. Sissy says, you cannot arrive at the solution in the same space as the challenge. Yes. Basically, Einstein. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. Someone says, I want to help them. Maybe you can. Miss Pence says, Lee, sit with me. I can blow your mind with examples and exact doing examples. Lee says, would Sven follow you to Avalon and back? Adam says, to be frank, Mr. Penn, I'm stuck with A-hole. Change my tune to the key of A-hole. That's this name song. Sounds a little better. Someone says, oh, buy them food and give them money. It's an awesome thing to do. A little more peaceful. Yeah, I gotta be honest. A large aspect of all like explanation and stuff, uh, explain this and explain that, really just disappeared in an amazingly quick time. Uh, over the last several years, through the simplicity of just going through life with kindness and forgiveness. And it's amazing the peacefulness that ensures from that in a way that still eluded me after 20, 30 plus years of meditation and practicing yoga. Not that those weren't valuable, because that laid the foundation for further understanding to go. But when I became committed, and even after practicing the course for several years, it was only when that commitment deepened to the point where I truly just wanted peace. That's when things began to change. Adam says, so I add that this is all an illusion, and so are my perceptions. And Adam says, Selma, you're so sweet, and I tried to give those in need more money and food too. He says, Selma, I know you will, and uh, it will be graciously received. Selma says, I will be respectful of them because I'm a kind person. Since I was little, I'm always kind, which is why if you look at Selma's name, Selma, kind girl, love your toy pups. He says, Adam, I see that in you both. You as well, Lee. Just remember, there's, infinite ways of expressing kindness, and everyone does what they can moment to moment to moment. You see Lee display incredible kindness to people in the chat. I could see, you know, we talk a lot. Yes, I'm wagging my pen at you guys. Um, we talk a lot about uh, ego, right? And it can get a little frustrating because you always see that appearance of the ego. Thing is, don't worry about the ego. The ego is going to pop up and it's going to say, don't be kind to this person. I can see YouTube and YouTube live streams as Lee's spiritual path. This is Lee's Course in Miracles. I'm sure there are people that Lee might balk against being kind at, where he doesn't want to reach out to this person for whatever reason. And yes, that is the ego. But instead of fighting the ego, instead of even doing anything other than choosing to be kind, that's the path. Choosing to be kind. Hey, another dime. Hey, Yogi, did you get my chat at the end of your workout? No, I didn't, my friend. I'm sorry, I missed it. When I'm able to access the chat, you can't do it, I think, till a day later. I'll check it out. Or what was it you said, Dime? Someone says, because when I see people get hurt, I help. I appreciate that. No pen wagon. I don't know if I can make that promise. Another Dime said, M. Lee, I don't know if you ever thought about it like that. This is your spiritual practice. I have a Facebook friend, Wayne Lurkerman. He's a non-duality teacher. I don't know if he would call himself that. Miss Pin says, Yogi, I'm going. Here tonight, 11:41. Advice for everyone. If you want, another theory can give you all bet your life. If you don't know, what should I do? Just follow this theory. Experience everything almost. Adam says, I mostly like to groove in the key of Be Kind. That was awesome. No one grooves like Adam grooves. Hey, Neil. We got some love from Floor. Adam says, or Lee says, Mr. Pin, see you again, hopefully. So Lee, sometime let me know what you think about that. Anyway, I'm going to close with this. Wayne Lurkerman, non-duality teacher, great author, basically a speaker. Been very helpful to me in the past. He is his guru. Oh, another Dime says, my brother decided to leave the hospital early. He said he was going to. And they didn't agree. He was placed in a 72-hour hold. They don't feel that he is in a place to make decisions. He was transferred to a family. You'll just join. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate that. And you are limitless. Well, I like that closing, my friend. Thank you. Another Dime. Thank you for that. I know that is not sitting well with your brother. And I'm sorry about that. But I hope he gets some rest. Is able to recover. Transferred to a facility, and he's already been moved to a VA facility. 72 hours, right? Adam says, I like the discourse, Mr. Pin. Adam says, blow my mind. Too late, I think. So, Wayne Lurkerman was a businessman, very well off, extremely well off. He was also a drunk and a drug addict, and even excess for what you would consider a drunk and a drug addict to be. Constantly, all of his money. And one day, he drank and drugged himself completely sober. He couldn't do anything. He kept taking more and more and more, but he stayed sober, which when you are an active addict, that can be frustrating, right? So he figured if he's never going to be able to get drunk and drugged again, he may as well take everything that he has, which he did. Still nothing. He was, for lack of a better expression, flabbergasted. The next day, he figured, well, this is it. I'm sober. Like it or not. He went to a bookstore. He bought a bunch of books. Meditation, the Tao Te Ching, some New Age authors. I don't remember what else. Read them all. Learned how to meditate. Maybe a little bit of peace, but not a great deal. One day, he stumbled upon a brochure for a Indian who was giving a talk, Balaskar. I'm trying to think of his last name. I can't remember. Balaskar is his last name. I have several of his books, In the Light of Consciousness being his best. And he went to hear him speak and immediately realized he heard a voice that says, this is your guru. He didn't even know what a guru was. But he fell in love, that guru-disciple relationship. And he ended up being a great editor. Ramaskar Balaskar, I believe. Anyway, He kept asking Balaskar for a spiritual mantra or a practice. Balaskar never gave it to him, but he kept asking. Finally, when he said, "Why won't you give me a practice? Why won't you give me a special meditation or a mantra?" And he said, "All those years that you were drinking, that was your sadhana. Sadhana means spiritual practice. That led you to your awakening and finding me. That's your practice. Being a drunk was your spiritual practice, and now you're awakened and you don't need a practice any longer." So the reason I'm saying that is because Lee, YouTube, live streams, this is your spiritual practice. Right here. Being kind, person by person by person. Because again, there'll be times when you don't want to be. There'll be times when someone pushes your button. But I see you practicing. I see you committed to doing that. That's going to have profound changes in your offline life. I promise you. Just keep doing it. All right, another dime says the VA did right by him, yes, but the VA waived the mental health hold. Oh, good. He's in a recovery center where he's being looked out for by people who understand him. Awesome. Hey, Dime, you gonna talk to him today? I know you'll be talking to him soon. Send him our love. I appreciate the update. Hey, Keith. Welcome in, my friend. All right. Selma's evil twin has been spying on her. Ignore. Got the Omni love and to you as well. Guys, I'm going to wrap things up. Some things to do. We'll be back live tonight. The Esoteric Lounge with Squirrel Sniper. Squirrel Sniper's Esoteric Lounge. Come on by, hang out. Sniper will be talking. I'll be moderating. Have some questions for him. Dime says, I'm there now. He was heavily medicated for all of this to happen. So he probably won't, it probably won't register. Let him know anyway. We're sending him our love. Dime, thank you, my friend. All right, I got to wrap things up, guys. Keith, thanks for coming in. Keith has said, good afternoon. As your mind already releasing what no longer serves you without even thinking about it. All right. Love you guys.